Greetings, welcome. Finally, another video by me. I know I'm terrible with creating videos, and besides, there are so many others that create so many good videos. You don't really need me, but for the ones that do like my videos, we're back. So today, DNA building blocks of bodies, passing down lineages. Interesting stuff. Very interesting would be especially DNA markers. DNA markers that could be remnants of retroviral DNA contained within our DNA string, and we can trace those various DNA markers back to different ethnicities, and going all the way back, and thereby we can find stuff like the how and where. Well, it's you can't see it, but how we humans migrated along the Earth. For some real interesting info on that, I would see the genographic project. I might post a link somewhere left or right, wherever is your links stuff. As well as a link to a video by RabidApe, which is really excellent and deals with the same subject, and he will get into a lot more detail with visualization and great stuff. I just want to philosophize a bit on mitochondrial DNA. And mitochondrial DNA is unique in fact that all of the mitochondrial DNA, the mitochondria, they are the power stations of cells, and mitochondrial DNA is passed down from the female lineage only. So all of my mitochondria, so all of the mitochondria contained in all of my cells, and I haven't counted them, but there are quite some of them, the DNA contained within them is derived from my mother, and my children will have the mitochondrial DNA inherited from my wife, their mother. So it's not possible for men to pass on mitochondrial DNA. Impossible. Doesn't happen. And that's interesting because I travel a lot. Oh, you travel a lot, so that's why it's interesting. No, I understand that, but I travel a lot means staying in hotels a lot, and staying in hotels a lot means that if you don't like what's on television at certain points and you didn't bring any of the good reads, that one by Palmer or Mr. Gould, fantastic writers, very interesting stuff. You're condemned, pardon the expression, to read up on the Holy Bible, and if you want a good read, I suggest the Razua's unholy commentary on the Holy Bible, because Razua knows his stuff really well, and he makes excellent videos. It's really a pleasure to watch. So links to that one will also be posted somewhere there. Okay. Anyways, this book I'm going to combine with mitochondrial DNA, and we will start at Genesis 2:18. So I'm skipping the whole creation story for now. That's been covered enough, and I'm skipping the part of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, as it's written here. We'll save that for another day. We will start Genesis 2:18, and that starts with, the Lord God said, it's not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. So apparently God created man and saw that it was not good that he was alone. So this part of the text tells me that God is not all-knowing, because otherwise he would not have found out later that something was not right? But moving away from that, now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the beasts of the field and all the birds of the air. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. So the Lord God brought out all the beasts and of the ground and of the air, and brought them before Adam. Right. So polar bears, kangaroos, koala bears. Well, any. There are a lot of animals that can't have lived somewhere between the Euphrates and the Tigris, because, well, sheer impossibility. Okay, but anyways, if you think it is possible, then we'll just move that one aside and continue a bit on. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds of the air, and all the beasts of the field. So all the livestock, all the birds of the air, and all the beasts of the field. So let's make an assumption on how many animals there actually are that are described within that paragraph. A lot of animals there are, and let's take let's calculate how long it would take to give a creature a name. Rat, dog, cat. Well, continuing on. Not every animal would have gotten its name that quickly. Camel. Okay, so it would have taken quite a long time to name every animal, right, that's described here. So, but anyway, moving away from that, we'll continue on. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So Adam was saying sheep and didn't feel anything. So God must have noticed, hey, Adam is not into sheep. So God thought, well, my plan didn't work out quite as well. So again, apparently not all-knowing, otherwise he would have known. Continuing on. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. So the fact that men and women have the same amount of ribs is not a problem, because if I cut off my leg and I have another child, then the child will not have inherited the leg I cut off. So there's no problem there. But there is one more problem, and that is men and women create offspring, but apparently God didn't think of that before, because he didn't think of creating Eve. He even presented Adam with all the animals before presenting him with Eve. So that makes me wonder that what was God thinking when he presented all the animals? Was that supposed to be a turn on for Adam, or was he supposed to create offspring with them? And if not, when he created woman, what was the plan then? Because God didn't create Adam without knowing he would create Eve as his helper. Not my words, okay? So that makes me wonder, why in the hell would Adam have had, for example, nipples, and a bit further down below the belly button, that other interesting part of male anatomy. Makes no sense to me, but maybe it does to you. But anyway, getting back to the mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondrial DNA is only derived from the mother side, right? So to me it would make more sense to say that Adam was in fact a woman, and out of the woman then the man would have been created, because the man contains part that is only available from a woman, only inherited from a woman, and men contain an extra thing that is not in women, which would be the Y chromosome. So to me the other way around would make much more sense. What do you think about it? I'm keen to hear about it. My time is up. I'll catch you later. Cheers.